Hello there. So, we're here today for a series of new meetings. It's my radio show voice. So, will you tell us what the series of meetings is, please? My co-host, Steve Bloom. I should have gone to acting class.
Right. I did actually.
Oh, good.
Yeah. What I've been proposing is that we work together through The Way of the Bodhisattva by Shantideva. And the genesis of the idea here comes from me studying a book named Michael Roach, who's an American who was the first Westerner in 600 years to graduate from a particular Tibetan monastery. And for his sort of postgraduate project, founded a diamond business, which he then built and sold for involved with a group of others. And the employees grew into the thousands over the life of the business. And part of what he's written about, which I is about planting karmic seeds, and that really requires the help of other humans to do effectively. So I'm reaching out to you in the hope that we can work together on this book. And my goal is to become a bodhisattva. And I hope to reach that by helping you become a bodhisattva and using this as our textbook.
The only problem is I don't have a desire to be a bodhisattva. Does that matter?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure that it does.
Okay.
Your willingness to meet and talk about it is probably enough. Do you have any kind of desire in the spiritual growth area?
Well, I don't know if this is the spiritual growth area, but I did have, well, I mean, I don't really separate things so much anymore. Like what's spiritual growth and this and that. I kind of see you know, who we are doesn't grow or change or anything. And then there's this whole play, and that keeps changing. So within the play, of course, like the play isn't also separate from who we are, but it continues to change. So my wish is more for in the play or something that I feel like that would bring good joy. Like that would be good. Yeah. But like I don't mind if it doesn't happen, but I would really like it to happen. And that is that I would love to just make money from just being myself.
Ah,
So I don't really have to do anything, but you're still doing things. I mean, you're doing things the whole time. But in a way, this kind of fits perfectly for that because, I mean, for me, just being myself is, it can look like many different things. Everybody does many different things in a day. But something that does bring me great joy is to just speak to people, anybody. I don't know how to say it, but to maybe just within that conversation to really to just allow the heart to speak. And if there's any parts of confusion that could come from anywhere, they could come from the mind that's coming from here, or I could hear it, but just that's all kind of gone through the heart and getting cleansed. So there's no confusion. I don't know if that's what we could say, or really just coming into more and more clarity, like within all of consciousness so we can just enjoy life, you know. Like some people, like I think that's a good story, like this bodhisattva, like he went and he just started a business, like a diamond business. Like it sounds like so unspiritual,
right.
to many people, but I mean, it's not unspiritual. Like he can make lots of money if he wants, and then he can enjoy it if he wants, or he can give it all away if he wants.
And that
It doesn't really matter. One is not better than the other. Like, it's just, the most important thing is really, are we enjoying what's appearing? You know?
beautiful. And that is what Michael did with his money. He started a foundation transcribing Tibetan textbooks to keep the Tibetan culture alive. And he got the project started and then said that they're only about 150 years from finishing their mission.
Yeah,
um,
that's not so long.
Talked about finding someone to partner up with so that each part of the team, the two-person team, can plant their own karmic seeds. Is they have to want something similar. So, for example, one guy might want a girlfriend, and then another guy who meets with him might want his own wife to be more affectionate. So
Mm,
the fact that they're meeting to help each other get that they want on a regular basis is sort of the foundation text for
mm,
getting those seeds planted. So I think your outcome is valid, and I'd like to think we're in alignment.
mm.
What you said is, absolutely gorgeous, and of course I want that too. So
Mm.
now, in terms of your making money from just being yourself, I'll be making a donation generous for the series of sessions we have. So there you go. I mean, you'll be making money by being yourself.
Yeah, that sounds good. And I want to ask you, I asked you already when it wasn't recording, but just for the recording purposes, and maybe something else will come out. So what is a bodhisattva to you? And as well, because I'm not very good with proper words, like spiritual lingo and all. It's like, I don't know what that is. So,
Well, I'm going to go from memory here, a longer memory rather than from trying to recall what I said just before we pressed record. And
yeah,
that
exactly.
is, so I think of a bodhisattva as someone who's taken it upon themselves to, assist or facilitate the growth and enlightenment of others. Um, and not necessarily go for enlightenment themselves. That's sort of the
Mm.
definition I have in a nutshell. But broadening and deepening definition would be, one of the outcomes of studying Shantideva's work.
Well, that was very good. It touched my heart.
Oh,
And
so I've said this to myself, to other people, and it's really, really true that I wanted to show people what my heart looks like. I'd show them your photo. So I
that's very sweet.
really do see you that way. That that shining, open brilliance that I'd like to share with everyone. That you get to share with my part, some people, but
Mm,
to share that and more would be just really beautiful.
yes. And I want to thank you for this gift. I think it's very beautiful gift. I love to meet with anybody really, like in this kind of way of sharing from the heart.
Mm,
But I feel like this is your purpose, is to kind of also to be in service. And I feel like you are. I feel like you're giving me something. Even just by meeting with you, you're giving me something,
good.
because I think it's really nice, and it's like an opportunity for us to just share from our heart.
Mm,
And I do share that bodhisattva thing. Like, I don't have, when I hear bodhisattva, just what comes to my head is a kind of an enlightened Buddha or something. So that kind of energy doesn't play here. Like, I'm not seeking for something or something like that. But I definitely do have this. It's not like a desire, like it has to be like this, but it is what brings my heart, fills my heart full of love, is to just, like, I want for everybody to um be free in their heart and to not suffer. And if I can support anybody in that way, then I feel very happy about that. And I'm very grateful that it seems like it does happen sometimes, in moments. And there are moments where people are also supporting me through like certain things. It's not like that this body of Amba is here and I'm like radiating light and grace to the world or something. And I don't have any kind of like human challenges and issues and kind of energy of like conditioning or something that arises because I do. And I don't see it as a bad thing. Like I'm grateful for any of these things that come up, and I feel like I love to love them. I'm really enjoying like loving whatever appears, like so sometimes it's just like it's hard to put words on these things because really it's just like different energies inside us. And what we tend to do from a human perspective is to kind of look away or like, oh no, I don't want to look at that kind of feeling or that sense, or I don't want to know anything about that. So, well, I'm just going to distract myself by watching a movie or going for a walk or going to exercise or whatever we do to distract ourselves. But what is happening here more and more is that I'm actually looking towards these kind of like kind of energies, like the things that don't feel so good, and looking towards them with kind of love and just slowing down a bit and really just allowing them to be here. It's like it's not like I have to do anything like blast them with love or something. It's more like just okay, this is what's appearing right now, and okay, this is here. Just acknowledging that it's here, and okay, it's okay, it's good.
Mm.
Well, it's not good even. It's neither good nor bad. Just it's just here, and just because it's here, it's like okay, this is what it is to be alive in the body of Amba right now.
Mm. Mm.
And I just feel like I don't know. I feel like that's an amazing gift of being human, that we get to experience all the things. And I don't know where I started or where we finished, but I don't know why I said all. I can't remember. But yeah, I love to even to just like I am grateful to I can support other people sometimes through this. Like sometimes people talk to me and they say like, oh, I'm experiencing this and this and this. And I feel like because I'm doing that also within myself, that I have the capacity to be able to be there for others as well. It's not like I have like thousands of people, like it's like a few people. A few people trust me enough to be able to come to me for that, and I feel really grateful. So,
If you could paint a picture of how you interact with people now in terms of their number, would you have more of them? Would you have less of them? Would you have a few that you met with more often? Would you have many that you met with seldom? Do you have a picture of that, or do you are you committed to not saying what
are
it
you kind of
is that?
saying like what I would want it to be? Is that what
Yeah,
you're saying?
yeah.
No, I don't really feel like that.
Okay.
Like I genuinely don't have that like desire. And also I feel like if something like that was there, I mean, it could come from my heart, but right now it would be like I would feel like, no, I'm just making that up in my mind, and I'm just kind of like just seeing how life is flowing and how life is unfolding, and the way it is unfolding right now is just perfect for right now. And maybe at another time it would be totally different. So even if I said right now, oh yeah, I'd love to dedicate my whole day every day to just meeting with people like this, and like if that felt really good, like it's not actually possible and it's not actually how my life is flowing right now. So there'd be no point in saying anything like that,
Mm.
you know. Um, so it's not like I know, like in the model of coaching, because I am a trained coach, there's that usual thing like you should have a goal and be really clear about it and all that. But that's not really what my heart wants. And if I have a goal, my goal is to let my heart lead my life.
Ah, beautiful.
And that feels like a clear goal and that feels true. So yeah, just like letting go into my heart over and over again. And that may result in sharing with people or it may not. And it really won't matter because like my heart will be happy. So it really doesn't make a difference.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Well, let me put in a plug for a 2-year project we already did
Uh,
that opened me up, so beautifully, and especially in the face of almost no one that I know is really interested in Song of Ribu. Uh,
Mm,
the fact that we were able to study it in detail, from start to finish is really, I'm still sort of high off that experience, if you will.
mm. That is pretty amazing. And also, like, I know many people who are spiritual, but there aren't many people that are into that such like directness as like the Song of River. It's like super direct, and I feel like it's amazing and beautiful, and like you probably said many times, it's like magical. Like I picked that up. I
Mm.
don't feel like I'm not holding a book. It's like I don't know what I'm holding, but it's not a book. Like it's almost like to call it a book is like diminishing its power or something.
Well,
Mhm,
Ribu as one of the Vedas, right? The end of the Vedas, right? Advaita Vedanta was already ancient when Shantideva came along 700 or 800 years ago. So Shantideva is basically the new kid on the block.
mhm.
I just committed some kind of Buddhist blasphemy or something.
All right.
No, it's hundreds of years old, and as we'll find, as we'll find, the Dalai Lama said, what I know about the way of the Bodhisattva is from this book. So I think we're in for something really especially juicy and
Mm.
delightful. So
So let me just clarify as well for anybody who may listen to this and for you and for me.
sure,
I think this is what this meeting is about, is that we are coming together to assist each other and anybody who else who wants to join our train to be bodhisattvas,
correct,
to live as bodhisattvas.
correct, correct. And where I'm coming from is not some sort of knowledge that I bring to the table personally. It's all, we have a textbook that, for all intents and purposes, has been blessed by Geshe Michael Roach, the Dalai Lama himself, and hundreds of years of Buddhist history that we can use to sort of drink from.
Sounds good. And where I'm coming from is that I'm just grateful for this invitation. And I don't know anything, but I'm willing to just go along and see how it goes. Hold on, wait for it one moment.
Okay.
Okay, so where shall
So
we
we have
start?
a little bit of where we should start is both acquiring a copy. Um, so um, if you want to message me your address, I can have the hard copy mailed to you, or if you'd
Mhm.
prefer the electronic version, we can do that. Um, and I'll get a copy myself, and we can arrange to meet once you're back from India.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Um, I know that your schedule involves watching a little one, um, and I would like to propose some, alternative times to this time to get together.
This would actually probably usually be a good time. It's just that Eshan's daddy is not here today, but he usually would be here on Saturday.
Okay, okay.
Might be a good time. We'll find a
Is
good time. We'll find it.
okay. I'm wondering if potentially a Saturday morning, either at 9 or 11, could work.
Maybe Saturday at 9.
Okay, okay. And with you going to India and a school schedule that will probably be in play come November,
Hmm.
that I realize we may have to be flexible and that could be subject to change.
Mm.
So 4 o'clock would be sort of plan B. 9 o'clock for me would be plan A, if that's
Okay.
possible.
Yeah. Let's say the first Saturday in November at 9 a.m.
Okay. Perfecto. Perfecto. Okay. And then what's your pleasure? Is it the hard copy?
Yeah.
Okay. And you can, in if you don't mind, then in the messenger there where we've been communicating so beautifully, if you would just put the physical mailing address, I can have it
Yes.
sent there for you. Great.
So would you like to read a little something from that, or?
I would like to when I have it. Yes.
Oh, you also don't have it either. Okay.
Well, I mean, I don't want to take some huge advantage of you here. I mean, we should both start from
Okay.
nothing if
Yeah.
that's what we're planning to do together.
But I wonder what we could do right now. We still have some time, and I wonder how I can assist you in being. See, that's what I wanted to say about a bodhisattva. What comes to my head is like that you're already a bodhisattva. So this is what I want to share. So there's no right or wrong in what anybody shares. I'm not saying what I'm saying is like right or something, and what anyone else says is wrong or what I say is wrong, but just, sharing whatever comes up in me. So when I hear bodhisattva, like I said, I kind of hear like an enlightened being or something. So it's like, well, I don't really want to like seek for something like that because I see I said this already, but like, so in a way, that would be just what I would want to encourage all the time. It's like you're already whole, complete, perfect. And however your life is also playing out right now is also exactly how life wants it to play out right now. It doesn't make a mistake. Like it's like looking at a rose bush and saying, there's meant to be 10 roses on this. This is ridiculous. Why is there only 2 roses and 3 buds? This is so silly. I want this to have 10 roses and I want 5 of them to be white and 5 of them to be red. And only then it's going to be perfect. And of course, of course, that's probably never going to happen. I don't know if red and white roses even grow on the same bush. I don't know. They might. But I think where I am in my heart and in my understanding and all is just that everything is exactly as it's meant to be right now. And of course, there is always room for growth. Like in a rose bush, there's room for another rose, probably. And there's space for that rose to open out its little bud. And of course, it happens naturally in life that it's going to continue to change the whole time. So I suppose if we want anything, what we can want is to just, the words that are coming is to be available for that. Are you there? You're kind of frozen. Talking to myself.
Yeah, I'm here, and maybe we're having a little bit of bandwidth issue. I'm going to turn off my video for a moment and see if that improves things.
And I'm also going to have better internet the next time because I'm getting new internet. I'm getting like fiber and I don't have fiber now, so it'll be much better.
So the thing that you say when you get new internet is you make a fist and you raise it high over your head and you say, "Yeah, baby." That's
Oh
what
yeah.
you Yeah, when you really feel the speed, that's what you have to do.
Okay, we'll see if that happens.
So just to address what you said a little bit, some of what I've feel like I've learned to do from meeting with you previously is see myself in other people's faces. And that's just an absolutely gorgeous experience.
Mm,
Um, and if I could predict the outcome of going deeply into this text and spending more time with you, I would sort of gently predict, and I'm saying it this way because I don't want to have it be a goal as such,
mm,
but I would predict that there would be more of that. Um,
mm.
yeah, and I would see that as a gift, but to say that I want that now, give it to me. I think it's just the wrong way to express it.
Yeah. So to just see yourself everywhere.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And maybe you can also see yourself in a blade of grass and
Mm.
in the wind
Mm,
and in the sounds that you hear. Yeah. And also, like, I feel like there's moments of that, like I experience moments of that, but I feel like, I don't know, I wouldn't want to put any demands upon life, like this is how it should be all the time, that like I see myself in the wind or I feel myself in the wind or whatever, like all the time, because it's the same really as saying I want life to be a certain way. It's like just however it's appearing and however our perception is. And I'm really just saying this, it's not like I'm saying it to you. Like the words are just coming through and I'm feeling like, yeah, as well. It's like the message is for like, it's like it's very true, what Ananta says and Moody says, and maybe many teachers. It's like it's just consciousness speaking with consciousness.
mm,
And of course, that's what it is because that's all there is,
mm,
like, and that's the whole point of the teachings of the Rubu Gita, or probably this book about the Bodhisattva. I don't know exactly what it's going to be, but um, all the spiritual teachings are just pointing to that there is no separate entity. There is a kind of a seemingly separate individual. Like, so Amba has different individual characteristics than the individual characteristics of Steve. But everything in this world is individual. Like one snowflake is different from another snowflake, but it's all snow. And in a way, it's not even snow, it's consciousness. Like,
mm.
so yes, there is a lot of individuality, but it doesn't make us separate. So the point was just that, yeah, like it's all of this that's coming, it's just consciousness speaking with consciousness.
Mm.
And if we do put this on YouTube, I'm open to, and I'd be delighted to any more parts of consciousness join in the conversation in whatever way they want. Like maybe we could have it on a live YouTube or something. So if people want to join it, they can chat and they can write messages. I think that could be good. That'd be
Okay,
interesting.
so why don't I put it out to a couple of people,
Mhm.
and maybe we call it the Way of the Bodhisattva Study Group, if you will.
Sure.
And we're going to require people either have a copy or are familiar with it, or um, if they're totally unwilling to read a book, but read it,
Yes.
then I don't know. I mean, maybe we can find a way to include them anyway. But I
Yeah.
don't know. It seems a small requirement.
But I'm also thinking, like, from my side, is that there's no requirement. The requirement is only that if somebody wants to turn up, so all they'll be doing is turning on a YouTube video. And
Okay.
if they feel like, it doesn't mean we have to engage with everything they say or something,
Okay.
but like they can, like, because people like to take part in their own way,
Okay.
like, so um, it's just like all consciousness, So if you're like a leaf on a bush, I don't know why I keep going here, but you're a leaf on a bush and I'm a leaf on a bush. It's like saying, no, there's no leaves down there. Your leaf's not allowed down there or something. Or something. I don't know. It's like I feel like I just like to include everyone. And is that appropriate for this, do you think? Or maybe it's not because you know more about what this is. I'm just like going along with the ride kind of thing.
Um, if someone were to appear who wants to be sort of contributed to and wants to also contribute to others, that seems to me a valid reason for being around.
Yeah. And maybe
So
they'll
good
get
with that.
something, like maybe they'll just listen to this kind of thing and maybe they'll want to start their own karmic seed thing with someone,
Yeah,
or just listen to, they're basically going to listen to the book being read. We're going to read parts of the book, aren't we? So maybe they'll,
I would hope so.
yeah, so we'll read parts, and yeah, so I feel like
I'm
there's kind of no requirement, just like if you're interested, you can come. They won't
and
be here
I
in the video, it'll just be me and you in the video.
Okay. So I am also very open to working with people who are interested in manifesting or planting karmic seeds in other areas, financial relationships, work-related stuff, like that. 'Cause I have I have relationships, I have a financial situation. So,
Yeah.
these are all things that, we could have sort of Starbucks moments offline with people who come and, want to
Yeah,
partner up. So I'm very open to that.
sure. This is fun.
Good. So I have a little bit of a judgment when things get quiet and I start to go in awe of you a little bit. I sort of get embarrassed and a little giggly, but that's gonna pass too.
Yeah.
Mm.
Don't be in awe of me. Just be in awe of like silence.
For sure.
That was the book I actually picked up today was this book, and it's My Secret is Silence.
Oh, Adyashanti. Okay, great,
Yeah,
great.
so I don't often pick up books. It's not like a book like from start to cover, like a story or something. It's just poetry and sayings of Adyashanti, someone compiled. So can I randomly read one thing from it?
Please.
Okay. Yeah, I opened this page today. Oh yeah, this one is quite good, I think. When you start to follow instead of lead, you start to follow that inner movement that is not speaking. It leads, you follow. Eventually, the leading and following are just one movement. There is really no leading and no following.
One of the concepts that Geshe Michael Roach talked about was emptiness. And the example he used, he held up a pen
Mm.
and he said, "What is this?" And the audience said, "It's a pen."
Mm.
And he said, "Okay, now if you're a dog, what is it?" And it's more like a chew toy,
Mm.
right?
Mm.
So to a dog, it's this.
Yeah.
To a human, it's a pen. So if he said, okay, so if we put it down and all the dogs leave the room and all the humans leave the room,
Mm.
then what is it?
Mm.
And he quoted someone in the audience, going like this, like,
Yeah. I don't know.
eh, and he said that's emptiness, and that understanding emptiness is the key to um, planting karmic seeds, if you will. And the the one the one following another that you just read from Adyashanti sort of spoke to me a little bit about emptiness. It's that
Mm.
before the thought comes up or the determination of, well, who's leading and who's following, before that gets made,
Mm.
there's this empty sort of just sense of
Mm.
being.
Exactly. There's none of that. Our minds want to make up stories. Our minds want to make up things, narrative, labels, all this kind of thing. Well, there's nothing.
Mm.
It's like we just don't know. That's why when you said like that, like the woman did like this or something, it's kind of like you don't know. It's like even to say, you can say it's a mystery, like it being everything. Everything is a mystery. So that's kind of like a label. Um, but I mean, to speak about things, you have to do words. Well, it's kind of a mystery, like we don't know. And I feel like it is like that, like to stay in the, just like to not knowing what anything is, then that's like life is right there.
Mm.
Like, or I don't even like to say life. I feel like aliveness, and we can feel like aliveness when we're not kind of making conclusions about things or saying what things are. And I like the way that said, it's like the leading and the following become like there's no leading or following. Everything is just itself.
Mm.
Everything is just itself. And also when you picked up the pen like that, it reminded me of Ananta often. Well, he used to, I think he picked up like a pen like that before and he's like, what is this? and like just kind of pointing out, like, we really don't know what anything is. Like, even like this moment. So this moment is here, we can see whatever we can see, we can hear whatever we can hear, and we can feel whatever we may be feeling. But to actually be able to say what it is, it's like if we're actually really honest with ourselves, like, no idea. And we don't even know what this is for, Like, we can think we know a little bit, and like that's okay, as long as we don't take it too seriously.
Mm.
Mm.
Mm. Yeah, I would say I've fallen into the trap of either taking myself too seriously or deciding that I know what it
Mm.
is. There's a
Yeah,
certain comfort in that, but it's
yeah,
false, isn't it?
yeah. And that's why, like, it's totally okay that, like, we've all fallen into the trap for a moment, at least, or like either a short moment or a long moment. But um, it really, it really doesn't matter, because as soon as you don't want to be in the trap anymore, then you're not. You just like recognize that you don't know, and then that's it. Alive again.
You know, Mira said something that really sort of stunned me, and it was perfectly simple, but the songs with her are outside. We get on the bus early in the morning and
Mm.
we ride to Algesur, and the bus lets us off on a highway.
Mm.
We're literally standing on the highway,
Mm.
and we have to cross the highway, and then we walk another about 150 meters until we turn onto the driveway, and usually someone will pick us up and
Mm.
drive us like a kilometer to the house where satsang is.
Mm.
And once in the middle of satsang, she was saying, it's like you're a worm, and you're eating through an apple, and then at some point you realize, wait a minute, I'm not a worm, and there's no apple.
Yeah. Hold on a minute. Hmm. Huh? What's going on here? Oh, phew. Ah. It's like you're just like overly identifying with like all the body and the story, and it's like, phew. That actually happened to me in the garden today, momentarily.
Really?
Yeah, well, something like that. Like, it was just real, like, like, just like, oh yeah, great. Like,
Mm,
I don't know, there wasn't thoughts, but it was just like, I think for a second it was just like, that feeling, like, I don't know, I was doing something. And there was like a feeling for a second, like as if I was like doing something in a body or something. And I was just like, thank God. I'm not, I'm not that. What happened there? It's like a glitch in the matrix or something.
great, great. So, you fly from Dublin to Bangalore?
We'll be flying from Dublin to Bangalore. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one long flight.
Oh no, sorry. No, not like that. We're flying from Dublin to Frankfurt, and then from Frankfurt to Bangalore.
Okay, okay. We'll go Faro, which is near Spain. We'll
Mm.
fly Thursday. We'll fly Faro, Dublin,
Mm.
and
Oh,
then Dublin, Seattle. So
you'll
that's the
actually
path.
be in Dublin.
I know, we'll be in the same city.
Wow, just in the airport.
Yeah, unfortunately, just in the
Mm.
airport.
I
But
love that warm thing that you did. It was great. I'm a
I
worm
know.
eating an apple. And then say, I'm not a worm or an apple. There's no worm or apple. Woo. That was good. I'd love to make a meme of that. I don't know how to make memes even, but it'd be a good meme.
We need Sophia, our youngest daughter, to help us with that.
Yeah. But I just
How do
want
we
to, I
make a
don't want the
meme?
pictures of it doing it. I want you doing the story. Like, because
I'm not opposed to that. If we find out how to do it, we can work on it together. No problem. Glad to do that with you.
Mhm.
But it's really beautiful. Yeah, I told Amba's really great after satsang. Some people just a teacher might just disappear, like it's over, I'm gone. But
Mm.
she'll sort of get up and mingle.
Mm.
And the term Jivan Mukta had been mentioned. Someone was reading from a scripture, just like a few lines, and he said Jivan Mukta when she asked for the like a redefinition or something. And this is a person who's liberated while alive. Basically, that's the name for it in the Vedanta Advaita texts or whatever. And I told her, I told her that my parents named me Stephen, so I'd like to be Stephen Mukta. And she said in her beautiful French accent, she said, "Oh, I love it." And she gave me a hug. It was nice.
That's so
Yeah.
cute. Stephen Mukta.
So good. So I think we have a plan, which I love. I love coming to the end of a conversation with a plan, some resolution, some
Great.
understanding.
Let's see how it goes. I'm interested and
And
enthusiastic.
we're going to meet right on. So I'm going to send you the hardcover or the paperback book, and we're going to meet Saturday, the first Saturday in November at 9 a.m. to make a donation on the Amba Loves Coaching website.
Great, thank you.
Perfect.
It's been a pleasure.
Oh, likewise. Have you been seeing the newsletter that I've been writing once a month or so?
I saw it two times, maybe 3 times.
Okay. I'll put a link to the next one, and maybe the last one and the next one in the Facebook.
Sure, thank you. That would be nice.
Have a great trip. I know that you've been looking forward to it for a while, and glad to know you've got good support, and your little one gets to go too. So I'm really happy for you.
I feel like my heart is going to the heart in the heart. That's like my heart is going to the heart is Ananda and India is the heart. No, the heart to the heart to the heart. It's almost like, what's that movie? Like Inception. Like there's a dream within a dream within a dream. You know that movie? This is like a heart within a heart within a heart. And then also India is obviously within the heart as well.
Beautiful. Well, you should draw some sketches and write some poetry or whatever moves you to kind of capture what's going on when you're there.
Perhaps.
Okay.
Bye.
Cheers. Thank you so much. See you in November.
Thank you so much. Thank you for thinking of me to plant karmic seeds.
Will do. Yeah.
Or non-karmic seeds would be better, but they're kind of karmic seeds to kill seed. I don't know. It's weird. It's like we don't want more karma. I don't know what's going on.
Well, no, we're planting the seeds of perfection.
Okay. The seeds of what?
Perfection.
Interesting.
Okay. Cheers. Bye.